If Lindsay Clancy's found not guilty, does she necessarily go home? Is that it? She gets to walk out of a courtroom. In an ordinary scenario, the answer would be yes. In this scenario, the answer is emphatically going to be no. This is the style of case where even if the jury were to find that they didn't prove that she even murdered her children, or killed them, and the jury found that they didn't prove the case even on those grounds, despite any admission by the defense, and the jury decided to do whatever they wanted to do, there would still be an analysis under the mental health law in Massachusetts as to whether or not specifically she should be released at that time. The government's taken a position that she should not be released. However, it would be kind of ironic, because if the government's arguing at the trial that she doesn't have a mental illness or disease or defect that caused this, and if she's fully acquitted and found not guilty, then somehow somebody makes an application for a civil commitment proceeding on behalf of the government, that would be inconsistent with the government's position the entire trial. So that would be interesting. But the more likely event is if the jury in this case finds that she's not criminally responsible, there's going to be an analysis done under the mental health law. The gears are going to switch. She's going to be committed for a period of time with subsequent evaluations and updates. There is no definitive sentencing, so to speak. There's no definitive commitment as to how long she would be there. It's really a series of factors under the mental health law. Every state has those types of statutes. So there's a little bit of a difference. It switches from the criminal justice system perspective and towards the mental health perspective and the civil commitment aspect of it. So just because there is a verdict either way of not guilty and or not criminally responsible here at this trial, right? Because they're really different standards. Like I said before, the jury comes in and says, hey, I don't care what the defense said. I don't care what the prosecution said. We think the husband did it, and we're not finding her guilty on anything, and we're finding her not guilty on all counts. That's a devastating verdict for the prosecution, and frankly, not what the defense has asked for at the trial, because they're really saying she's not criminally responsible. But the jury is free to do what they want. They're going to get jury instructions from the court, and those jury instructions are going to say, don't be guided by sympathy, don't be guided by outside influence. You are to be guided as to the law, as to the evidence and lack of evidence in this case. And what the lawyers say to you are not evidence. So the lawyer's arguments in opening, the lawyer's arguments in summation, the lawyer's objections and comments that they make during the trial, that's not evidence at the trial. The jury's free to do what they want. Do I think it's going to happen? Likely not.